Yes, I feel it. I feel it. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to give you another video, another recording of my madness, of my absolute lunacy. And I am so excited. I'm always excited. Oh my God, it is such a good time. Such a good thing to be back. And yes, I am excited and I am happy. And frankly, I am disgusted by the way, people are thinking that I'm just some hack, some sort of has-been. But honestly, what sort of gives them that idea? I am authentic, the original, the genuine article, baby. Oh my God, just ignore the beginning. That wasn't supposed to happen. I forgot what the hell I was doing. Oh my God, but no, I'm so happy. Why? Because you are here. And my attention, my mana is disposable for you to absorb, to help you inform your life, perhaps even transform your life. And that is something that I am seeking to do. Oh shit, I completely forgot. Anyways, I was going to show you guys a bit of jewelry that I started creating with my own hand, with fire magic. It is so lovely, it's so nice. And I'm sure all of you will probably enjoy it. I am currently doing a few things, just a few experiments to see how well I am with the finger. Oh, but no. But I'm so happy, so excited. Why? Because my incense burner is burning. I don't know if you can see the flames. Oh my God, but it has a really lovely scent. I absolutely adore this thing. I'm going to bring it close to the camera. Yes.
The essence of children is my sustenance.
Woo! Look at that! Little Jimmy is burning.
Burn!
Woo! I love this thing. It is so beautiful. It's so nice. The details and the rain and the smoke from the ashes of all the children I've burned. I'm just joking. Oh my God. I'm not a pedophile at least, right? Oh, the tasteful joke. I don't give a shit. I'm just being goofy. No, but today I don't really have any, large elaborate information to give you. I had one of my, but I was like, you know what? Let's just talk. Let's just have a good time. Think about things that are happening currently in our world, in our society. Because I feel like every now and then it's good to, bring us back to this reality when we've been exposed to, my reality for a little bit. But honestly, I've been giving you a disservice. There's so much in my world, so much that, it's really hard to comprehend at times. But I want to assure all of you that I am working genuinely as much as I can. But with my jewelry making business, a lot of things are sort of, getting cut short a little bit. But it is something that I started off with. The funding from home is not reaching me for some reason. So I'm trying to do things from the start here. But it's something I'm very excited about. I really wish I would have brought something. But unfortunately, I would have to go all the way up to the loft in the tower to retrieve it. Because right now, I am working in a special area in my tower. And quite frankly, I don't feel like walking all the way over there. And I can't just transmute myself. And I can't just do a teleportation or transportation glyph on the ground for me to go up there. Because I am not allowed legally to perform magic in front of all of you. So there's that, Plus, the laws of this world and in Rome, like I've said many times, don't allow me to do that. So I have to sort of improvise and do things the old-fashioned way. I want all of you also to realize that, yes, I am not exactly hygienically appropriate for this sort of situation. I like to be clean-shaven everywhere. But I know, just like I said, I'm still on the run. The Christians are after me. Oh my God, but no. Oh, absolute lunacy. Back home it's getting insane like it is here. Everyone's getting their arms up, their guns and everything else. Seems like there's going to be a war of some kind. Oh my God, I sure hope that doesn't happen, but honestly, the content.
I hate all your kids.
No, I'm just joking, but seriously, it's a lot of things, but honestly, it's something to super...
Give me more fuel! Give me fuel, man! Give me fuel!
I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. No, but I woke up with a drastically weird tinge in my throat. You know, I could have sworn I was on my best behavior. You know, I went to sleep. Can't remember what I did, but I woke up with a sore throat. So take that for what you will. But honestly, I'm just happy to be here. I have my little area to, you know, do things in, to help meditate, center my thoughts, which I encourage all of you to have because it is important to understand and to know and to be aware that we at times need a moment to unwind, to center ourselves, our spirits, our souls, in order for us to properly function and to maintain the balance that we all desperately need. Okay, so anyways, a lot of things happening right now. Think bye, you know, but like I said, I recently got back into anime. Is this an anime episode? Woo! It's not, but I do watch anime. I like anime. Though admittedly so, I'm not watching it as often as I used to. I used to just watching shows at work. The second thing, okay, I recently acquired the Funimation thing. Yes, I am a member. I have a subscription there. Because I was like, you know what? I need perhaps a more legitimate source to be able to intake some anime that I have not been able to watch. So there's been a few shows on there, a few in kind that I am particularly excited for and that I genuinely care to watch. I was happy because I was able to then continue Black Clover when I purchased the services, and I can go into that, but perhaps in another video. Right now I'm just divulging what I've been doing, what's been going on. So I'm pretty much watching that, what's progressing, more things that I see related to the mana. The Queen of Witches was really interesting. You know, the type of magic she has, how she's able to stay alive a long time. I have my own theories on that, how the sort of magic works in that world, and then there's a bit more things were disclosed as to, you know, the main character's grimoire, why it is the way it is, why he has weapons, anti-magic, all of that stuff. So I have my own ideas about that. Let me know if you would like to hear my comments. Oh my god, but no, I started watching that, so I was at work, very fun show. I'm almost done with it. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 more episodes left on the second season, and that's all they have left, but maybe it is. I would actually like to dive into Code Black, which apparently is a more adult version of that show. It brings up things like, you know, things like addiction, even things like STDs or HIV, which is something that is very serious and important. But it is something that show tackles in a certain way. Is there a bit more gore? Maybe. I saw little snippets of it. It's not too far away from, you know, the original, or I guess the ordinary one we have here. But I do like a bit of edge. But no, but that, you know. Honestly, I'm waiting. I think they recently uploaded a video of, I think, Demon Slayer. Been catching up with that. Watched it. I actually didn't watch the new episode that came out yet. They have it in Japanese, which I don't hate, honestly. But I think the first time I saw the anime was in English. But I don't hate either one. I think the English one does it justice as well as the Japanese version. I'm not a purist in that sense. I would watch either medium. For example, Attack on Titan, I started watching it in Japanese, and so I've watched it all the way through in Japanese. But I've also seen it in English, and I don't hate it at all. I actually think the English cast does the anime justice. You know, so, but yeah, so I think if they haven't uploaded an episode yet, I certainly want to get on that. I absolutely love that show. It is something that is, you know, it's very famous for a reason, very popular for a reason. You know, it sort of goes a distance. And so, yes, people have commented, it's a fascist anime. But, you know, it's, you know, speaking from people that live in an oligarchy, I think that's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. But no, it absolutely isn't. You just simply have to watch the show in its entirety. How it goes, the progression, things like politics are involved because it takes place within a society. You know, we live in a society. You know, unfortunately, you know, well, some of us live in a delusion. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, so there's that. Just watching things like that. I've been getting into lots of gaming, playing lots of gaming. For the longest time, I was playing Destiny. You know who you are. And I think it's all right. The second one, actually. I never played the first one through. The second one, you know, it's not bad. There's some things that I'm like, whatever. The raids are ridiculous. I absolutely detest them. But it is nice being with friends or servants. But it's nice being there. Am I open it? Yes. I feel like a company like Bungie, though they make rather, I guess, interesting games, I think the whole, you know, it's a very grind-heavy game, which is normal, unfortunately. I hate the grind, but at least make the grind enjoyable somewhat. Not super monotonous, but yes, everything is super expensive. You want a new piece of armor, a new emote, for crying out loud, you have to shell out $10. I was like, that's a bit much just for this thing to like do this or whatever, or some of this, or what I was like, $10 is heinous. It's borderline robbery. I'm like, it should be, it's just an action. It's not like you're changing a whole thing of the game. Like, there's people that sell DLCs with a vast amount of content for that price. So I feel like, you should probably sort of, dumb it down a bit. I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know who's getting paid, who's seeing this money. Even if you decide to, increase the amount that people have to spend to purchase sort of things, but people pay it. I think, it's a little asinine at a certain point, especially when so many things aren't really to my liking. The colors are beautiful, the palettes are nice. Some of the outfits are nice, though it is a bit limiting with certain classes, unfortunately. It seems to always just go on the sort of one guise and leave one style with slightly different iterations. But it's fine or whatever. So I stopped playing that a while ago, though. I got back into Inquisition because I love the whole story. It is beautiful. I started multiplayer recently, and I don't hate it. It's actually fun playing with people, for a chance, because, sort of brings that dynamic in yet, and fighting dragons together. It's kind of fun. So, there's that, things like Godfall. I started Godfall really recently. Is it an okay game? A lot of people are talking shit about the story. Perhaps it's not all there. I don't know from what version they've used or played at all. I made a recent purchase, been playing with some friends of mine, and so far the game, 1, is gorgeous. 2, the combat isn't inherently complicated, but it is nice. And 3, being able to play story mode together as a group, going along with the story as well as doing any other challenges or whatever, is a nice slight of change of pace. And you can sort of, play off each other, I believe, if you want to. But I actually really like it a lot, and they sort of adjust each character or bosses according to the people that are playing. So I thought it was rather nice. It's too soon to give any special review about that game yet. However, so far I am a bit impressed. I was afraid it was going to be a bit too linear in the beginning of the game through the tutorial section. You were going through linear pathways, you couldn't divert at all. But there are certain regions where you're able to freely explore the open world, which I thought was a welcome surprise. So, you're not super limited. There's a lot of things you can do in that game, within its mechanics. But honestly, the level of thing that it's able to do, the level of things you're able to see and graphically appreciate is quite astounding considering the animation you do as well as the action. But like I said, it's a bit early to tell yet. I literally started it, I think it was yesterday. So I will certainly give you feedback on that if you're curious about it. Game review channel. No, it's not. I'm sorry. But like I said, we talk about anything and everything. So I do a lot of things. Anyways, so there's that. There's a lot of things happening right now. People are, running around. There's a lot of states that are recently, going to, approve their gun rights, and have nothing against guns or anything else of that nature. It's just like wands or staves in my realm. You just have to be careful with what you do with it. Even the kitchen knives are dangerous, but are you going to outlaw knives? No. Because, they're useful. You need them, for anything else. It would cause quite a compass, but it is what it is. There's debates on it. I feel as though you do need to be responsible, and you have to have some accountability, especially if, your children decide to, take an AK to school and show the kids the bullets. That's not a good thing, And there's a lot of people that perhaps are a bit blind to the fact that, yes, well, it is important to, I believe, defend certain rights or believe to uphold those certain things. You do have to have some kind of accountability. I feel as though, you also have to consider that there's a lot of people that sort of abuse their rights to inflict harm upon others. So there has to be certain regulations in place to do it properly. Speech is regulated, and I've done many things about this, especially when I was going to the university. It is regulated. You might think it's not and it shouldn't be, but it absolutely is, legally from state to state. There are certain things, as you all know, in the YouTube sphere, I'm not allowed to say it for certain reasons because it could get my channel taken off. Is it right? Not really. I personally don't think so. I think, punishing someone physically for something they said because, you were offended is a bit callous. it's a bit cowardly. I feel as though, well, if that's how you feel, just take it with a grain of salt. Not everyone is equipped to deal with a sort of, plethora of sort of, harmful things or whatever. But the things people say to each other in secret is a lot worse than what they say in public. So, when someone says to you something, if there's a reason why they called you that or whatever, then I can understand the offended thing. And yes, even I get offended. People have said harmful things, Gary, for one. But honestly, part of being an adult, part of growing, is learning how to develop a thicker skin, a thicker shell, There are certain reasons why, even in things like nature, fruit develops skin. It protects the soft things inside. They've learned through time, they grew through the storm, through everything else, through the abuse, to maintain their integrity. And their skin has hardened to an extent to protect itself in the inside. And I feel as though people need to sort of do that, especially nowadays. But, like I said, I'm not going to talk about cancel culture. Not really. Is it a thing? Of course it's a thing. There are certain YouTubers that are doing it now. But, I feel as though if you are conscious of what you're doing, if the intent doesn't match to the allegations or anything else, I feel like you should probably think about it 3 or 4 times and not take it so seriously. Most of the things you see online anyway are fake, are things like trolls or whatever, bots. You know what bots are? They're just things that just go out there to wreak havoc. The manner that they generate is immensely negative, and I don't want any of you to become contaminated with the mayonnaise. You don't want the mayonnaise, hard to get rid of, but we do have treatments for it. Yes. But there's a lot of people, going around and, I rather not get into the whole, the Rona. Sort of people are very tired of it, very over it. There's a lot of things going on back and forth. I'm sort of always in the middle, but I'm like the meat in between 2 loaves of the bread. I'm in the middle. I'm the part that matters. Yes. But no, yes. So there's a lot of things happening. A lot of things, to think about. Considerations. Even things like that. My book, for example. Excuse me, Skull. Things in here. Writings that I have yet to decipher because it's a lot. Things of that nature. But, I am honestly quite excited. But it's something that I myself am dealing with. And actually, I'm going to start to properly decorate this. Should I make a video about it? I left it blank because I was like, I really want to put something nice there. Perhaps some embroidery, perhaps a jewel or 2 to make it look fantastic. It is a journal. It is rather small for a grimoire. It's meant for light subjects. Something to, I believe, put in. It's a lot more permanent because it has a firm back, the leather back with the adhesion within the inside. But I feel as though as a personal journal, it's good to write, personal things in here. But actually, I believe what I will do is that I'm actually thinking about making, I believe, a grimoire on the thing. Perhaps to show you it is, what to do, I guess, how to do it or whatever. I could probably do that. And to do it in a way where it's a bit more modern. I think like a tablet, for example, is a type of grimoire. It's literally a book or a slab with vast amounts of information. Phones, cell phones can work that way as well. It's not just all books. But we have a romanticized depiction, especially through movies, through storybooks and everything else, of what grimoires actually are. But as we adapt, so do our tools and materials. So you have to keep that in mind when you're trying to make yourself a grimoire. It could be an electronic grimoire. It really doesn't matter. If it's something that you're able to imbue your essence, your manner into, and that you can effectively practice your craft from, that has all the information recorded, it's a legitimate grimoire. It really is. Honestly, mages have to learn how to adapt to the current climate, to the current situation. The technology in your world is vastly approaching what kind of magic we have in mind, though it's not really there yet. In my realm, yes, we just have books or whatever, but we also have things that, greatly resemble things like television sets in your world, these things like computers. They are not entirely. There's different things you can do with how to use them, but they function on a similar nature, on a similar level, with slightly different functions, but, it is what it is. But honestly, there is something said about the old ways, it's a lot more decorative, things like embroidering, detail, having something tactile that you can touch, open, smell. It offers a bit more compared to just something that is, software, but it's simply, honestly, it's up to you. It's honestly due to preference. And sexually, No, but yes. That reminds me. So I recently have anything done. I actually acquired some materials. I'm going to start filling these up pretty soon. I'm going to let you guys know what I've placed in them and what their effects are on the human mind and the body. So I'm actually excited about that. Like I said, I'm going to do a lot of things on here. Is it a channel strictly dedicated to the arcane? Not exactly, but it is something that I do dabble in. It's something that is quite nice. Oh my god. Oh, I should have brought it down. So recently, I did some gift wrapping. Lovely gift wrap, something a bit fast. Forgive me if it's not, the most straightest thing. If it's possible for me to insert something in the clip, Philip, I'm going to ask you to do that for me. If you can, Philip, don't worry about it. Like I said, we're still figuring this out. Or if not, I could show you to it in person, perhaps in the next video. But I did some gift wrapping. It is rather nice, simple enough, but ornate. I put runes on it. I've used things like gold, whatever, paint. It is absolutely lovely to look at. A little bit simplistic, but it has a sort of aesthetic, that arcane aesthetic, which I believe society needs, honestly. Honestly, I mean, people need some magic in their lives, people. It is absolutely insane, absolutely crazy how everyone is so mundane, everyone is so, let's say fair. They are so, blah. And I absolutely can't say, I absolutely hate it, Wait a minute, is this thing on? Wait a minute, hello? It still works. Ooh. Plastic ball. Have my flute here. I should probably play something, but it involves taking off my gloves. But that's for my OnlyFans channel. Oh, I call it OnlyHands, Oh, no, but seriously. But yeah, so there's a lot of things going on right now. You just have to be, aware of things that are going on. Matrix is coming out this month. Who is excited? I am. I absolutely cannot wait to see that movie. Will it be garbage? It probably. In today's day and age, it's really hard to make a rather good film. Were they good to begin with? They were all right. There were certain ones that I liked more than others, but it was all part of a continuous story. And I heard that the Wachowski sisters now are, I think, being sued by a woman who claims that they sort of stole the material and didn't give her any credit for it, which, was kind of a big deal. I've heard that from a source. I haven't checked it out myself, but I will do so. But, just do a bit of research yourselves and, leave something in the comments for me to confirm the suspicion. I always rewatch my videos, look through the comments. If anything, honestly, I rather don't care. I'd rather don't mind, to be honest. But that's coming out. Spider-Man! Everyone's excited for Spider-Man! Am I excited? Of course I am. But believe it or not, Spider-Man's not my favorite hero. He never really was. I'm like, okay, so he has super strength. He's like a ninja in spandex and he shoots things out of his hand. He's pretty much a ninja, let's be honest, except he's got a whole insect aesthetic. But yes, so there's that. That's coming out. I'm excited. And the holidays are right around the corner. I don't know if any of you did any Black Friday shopping. I did. I purchased a surprise. I purchased a treat for myself. Well, yes, I did buy some things actually. The Alchemical Society back in my room also had certain sales, knowing that people travel to and forth through the realms. And they were like, you know what? We never had something like this before, but let's see how it takes off. And it did. So, I bought a couple of things. Rather nice. I bought some supplies for my crafts, which I'm very excited about, which I surely want to show all of you. Honestly. Certainly. But, yes, so those are the things that are coming to context. A quick update in my realm. We recently had tournaments and tourneys. It's something that, we do on the regular. Students that are, graduates or that are seasoned or whatever, during their break, they sort of, go back to the academy for the tourneys. Sometimes we have it in the town. We have certain area dedicated for that. But the school is more equipped for it. And the school actually has its own coliseum or stadium, whatever. But the school has one. And so every year, it is tradition that, the more senior members of the school, they attend this sort of tourney to prove their skills and their wits on the battlefield through certain tasks. And there's things like games or whatever. And the winner gets a nice, sizable income to help them with their school studies, or perhaps to use for whatever they want. But they are also provided, certain things for their studies as well. Those who perform well are often rewarded by patrons who are attending these events. They find people who, make the school look better, who make the patron look better, and everything is a good, financial transfer. It's, they go there and sometimes they give them new items, things like clothing, which is something that I actually look forward to. And they give them, special things like items, magical items, arcane items, even stuff from here that they bring over there, which actually is a rare commodity, believe it or not. Not everyone is permitted to travel between realms. There's only certain people. I was able to attain the rights and the papers. I am a legal citizen. I'm allowed to travel to and from realms for, these sorts of purposes and to sort of gain some ideas, especially after graduating the school, going through the process, which took about maybe 3 to 4 months. Absolutely ridiculous. But it happened. And so I was given the right and the license to travel to and from my realm to here. So it is a process that is very welcome, a process that is, I recommend people back home, mother, father, cousins, brothers, Kabbalists, everybody out there, I highly recommend you to, take a chance to, see a different world, a different perspective, and to see how those things sort of, shape your mind and your viewpoints and your spirit as well as your mana. Because believe it or not, here there is mana, but because of the realms here, and I have to preface this again, the rules are different. You're not going to be able to do what you can normally do over there, and it's something I think to make a panic. But because I have such a bright personality, I'm able to sort of talk to the locals, talk to the people here, and they can, sort of divulge me in certain things that they do, or, certain viewpoints they have on things like magic or whatever, which, I believe is a bit limited still, believe it or not, but I think, honestly, it's not so bad. So, yes, but there's a lot of things I have in plan, in store, and I am sure all of you are going to enjoy it. So, perhaps what I will do is that I will probably ask all of you, if you can, to sort of put within the comment section or within your own thing to notify me as to what certain topics you want me to discuss. Just something small or stupid, or perhaps my thoughts on a particular subject, and I will bring it to you. It doesn't have to be magically involved. It could be something current. It could be something like, things like games, movies, politics, maybe. I'm very open-minded about it. I'm not for anyone. I hate everyone, unfortunately. Except you guys. Why? Because you are my rats, my lords, my ladies, my winners, my wizards, my losers, my lizards. I can't say that word on here. But you know what? You are all marvelous. You are all lovely. You are all beautiful. I encourage all of you to, make sure you are practicing in safety, whether it is sex or magic. And I encourage all of you to, if you are a student especially, to make sure you are studying effectively, taking your time to study, because honestly, a brilliant mind is a terrible thing to waste. There are too many stupid people out there having children, and I know. Makes me want to get a car and go for a ride. I don't even know, but seriously. Bad joke, whatever. Yes, so, we also need people that are good in the trade, things that are, people that are willing to get their hands dirty. They actually pay rather well. People that want to work on cars, want to do electricity, things like gas. All of these things are all important and all vastly essential to the society you live in. Honestly, it is the honest truth. But I implore all of you to please feed your pets, your animals, your brothers that perhaps you keep locked in a cage, that you remember to shower on a regular basis or a semi-regular basis, because believe it or not, showering too much is actually bad for the skin, because it doesn't give your body the time to produce the essential oils to help preserve the skin, give you that nice sheen, a younger look. But you don't want to be walking around with swamp ass at all, because it's not a good smell, it's not a good feel, trust me. But, make sure you are, well stocked, that you are having a good work, that you remember that I care for you, that I love you, that Pahalo loves you as well, that we are here for you in body, in mind, and spirit, and that we are striving forth for a better world, a world in which, different ideas and opinions are, considered and perhaps tolerated, if not perhaps welcome. But some of us are psychopaths, let's be honest, and we can't have us killing each other for a bag of rice, or for the latest iPhone, whatever the bloody hell it is. But please, I encourage all of you to be kind to one another, especially to our current family within our group, no matter how small it is or how large it will be in the future. Let us all treat each other with kindness and respect. This is Media File with the news.